Okay, well, that's fine. We'll just, because it got most of it and then it cut off for a few seconds.
Okay.
So we're back on.
Okay.
So you're saying that you're contentious?
Contemptuous.
Okay.
And that's something I've noticed in your interview you've lost, which is a very...
Well, for you to perceive somebody else having lost
their
contempt or whatever.
Yeah, that's what it
is reflective of your own loss of contempt.
Well,
so you can storybook around it, but it may be that you're attached to the idea of having contemption, or what is it?
Contempt.
And you may well be that you've positioned your mindset to be without it.
Which, Brian,
it's like you don't need to feel good to be doing good.
And it's a choice. But I saw that in what you're doing. Contempt and the loss of it clears the mind. Like you'd mentioned early on in your interview, that you mentioned, and we didn't keep that interview, of you saying, it's beyond me now. I no longer extrapolate superstitious connections. It's just what's going on with the markets and the trading, or with the approach to life. And I admit that the lack of contempt is actually a very new area of work, and I think it's worth unpacking, because on a day-to-day basis, I can seriously say from this lesson I'm learning today.
Well, but is that not an assumption that you're making, that to have a mindset lacking contemption is work? Is that not just an assumption you're making?
Well, it's work to me, because I naturally, for whatever purposes it is, because of the Kool-Aid pitches I've sifted through...
That you feel security with contemption?
To a degree, it's protective. They say just because you're paranoid doesn't mean they're still not out to get you.
Okay, well, that's a fair point. But... Okay, so, but you could say that if, once you recognize that, okay, if I'm holding on to contemption as a security blanket, just the very realization of that should free you.
Well, see, now, that's an area where you what I call work that you do, that I see your attitude and the way you're handling issues.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay, there's an unspoken substance that's occurring, especially in an interview, where it was evident. And so my plight now is, if I can consistently go about my business tomorrow and further develop the lack of contemptuous attitude. And I'm just being, I mean, they say in the AA Big Book, contempt...
Well, why tomorroy? Today is here.
Well, today's here now, too, but I just got on wind of this just a minute ago, an hour ago,
Okay.
The reflective whatever, I mean, it's true. If what you see in the other person could be that which is within yourself. But I do see my own review process, that when I carry contempt, that, Pat's cancer story is a bunch of horse shit, which is a darn ugly contempt I do not carry. But, if I'm speculatively going about contemptuous towards anything, it engenders a nihilistic, or it leads me towards engendering a meaninglessness, nihilistically slanted, prone to compulsion, instant gratification. The whole idea of, hey, I don't need to play with my dick.
Well, are you confident that your consciousness, which is you, is fully capable of sorting all of that out in a beneficial and harmonious way?
Low entropy consciousness.
Are you confident that your consciousness, which is you,
mm-hmm.
okay, your wholeness, are you not confident that you will sort through all that?
I'm going to confess, I enjoy the drama of the self-created work. I think that's part of the lure, that you like. I got seduced. I'm seduced by drama.
Okay.
The idea that I got my Smart Recovery chat room to go to and this trading project to tend to is just this big opportunity.
And maybe that brings you a sense of stability. Maybe drama brings you a sense of stability.
Well, because I like to stir something up.
Mm-hmm.
I like to have a little action. That
mm-hmm.
fucking taking trades is action.
Mm-hmm.
That's very big action.
Taking fares is action.
Taking fares is action.
Mm-hmm.
Getting laid is action. Porn
mm-hmm.
is action. Hot action.
Mm-hmm.
Masturbation is action. Eating is action.
Mm-hmm.
And underlying this,
Well,
which
and
you got to.
what is inaction?
Well, cessation from doing those things.
So when you feel inaction, or do you associate inaction with like decay?
I associate inaction with missed opportunity.
Okay.
And the jonesed up feeling I get of
So as long as
I feel wasted. I feel wasted. I'm wasting life.
Mm-hmm.
I'm dick's getting softer. I'm getting older. I'm missing orgasms, blowjobs, and touch. I'm missing pornographic experiences. I'm missing real sex, possibly. And I live with this. But you were really getting at that about the inner. I mean, there was something there about being able to. And then we talked about the other key point. Why can't stability be action? Why can't relational,
Mm-hmm.
whatever the word's appropriate, normal attention getting, attention receiving, attention giving?
Mm-hmm.
Why can't these become the new normal, as Wayne Bork would say with his Christian religion?
Well, and what's the answer to that?
There is no reason why it cannot be except for save my choice.
Okay.
So becoming animated in this interview is exciting.
Mm-hmm.
This is a form of
Sure,
provocateur drama.
self discovery.
But it's provocateering, it's interesting, it's insightful, it's explorative.
Mm-hmm.
And I enjoy that. But I don't want to sit here and you know,
Do you feel that there's an end result that you're pursuing?
Greater authenticity and greater depth and quality and breadth of experience.
Well, there you go. There's
Which-
there's nothing sour about that.
No, it's just a matter of how you go about getting it.
Sure.
And this is where some cool work is happening because I'm wondering, you know, I got Julianne in the back of my head and Elva, and, you know, I got these things, and we talk about higher quality problems. So I don't want to wet paper bag myself. But my confession that, yeah, there's a little drama there that I enjoy. Is it self-created? But who the fuck living in this planet does not have these that we speak of? I mean, the pursuits of things, of both your money and your sex and your love and your work and your choice and your political feelings. I mean, we're all, I think most people are in the midst and about that. So this inner reward, I mean, I'm picturing Giannis Lomchik in my head right now from Facebook and his family and the engagement and the family warmth, nucleus, nurture, support. They get to go do something together with Junior. We talked about my brother, and he goes, I can't talk to you because I'm going to be with George. And I'm like, well, I'll look for, you know, my response would be, well, I'll look forward to see George and maybe you. You know, something to insinuate that I understand it's a group thing.
Mm-hmm.
And we talked about that last night. So I don't think, like the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, this engendering of empowering the poor and improving health. And we talk about that, you know, to me, Brian, it takes, we say work. Because you say, why does this have to be work? It is a choice. But admittedly, bro, like if you have to, or if you want to engender a assertive manner of inclusion towards your other fellow, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then to me that requires a certain element of premeditated thinking, a premeditated intention of good, of communication.
Mm-hmm.
So that's work for me. That's what I mean.
Maybe
by the
that's
work.
good work.
Well, yeah, but yeah, it is a choice too. But we can conclude there.